Yes.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you being on the show. Joining me here on episode 230 here on the American Investor Show. Appreciate you guys joining me, guys in the chat room already. Kenneth Rosenberg, what's up, man? Town Biz, Vote for Cake, Jeff Thayer. He said got the bug-eyed blues. Yeah, I got my blue blockers on. I've been in front of the computer all day, man, so I got the blue blockers on. They've been comfortable. Of course, I got the real big ones when it's time to do some hardcore work. But just trying to keep my eyes healthy in front of these cancer-causing computer monitors that we surround ourselves with all day. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the market not so much today, right? I mean, kind of a sideways day. Look at the SPY and a couple of the other ones too. Sideways day. No stupid green day or anything like that. We had a few stocks really pull out and separate themselves. Twitter being one of them. Buffalo Wild Wings, which I'm still waiting for the crack below 120. Oh, good God. We'll break that down a little bit later. You got a lot of guys, that are pretty big in the investment game talking about, putting in some shorts now. And I see what they're looking at in terms of the daily breakdown. When you look at the 30-minute chart, you're seeing a little bit of weakness developing. You saw a little bit of weakness developing in the day. Here's the daily chart on the 30-minute. The 30-minute chart here for today's day. There was a lot of weakness. Not too many moves. You can say that guys were waiting for what was going to be put up today on Google and Amazon. They blew it out the park. What's going on, Bill Betts, Raybo, Florida, Cool Cats, More Peace, Quintavious. Said, looks like shooting glasses. Have I been practicing? Yeah, I've been going to the range. Yeah, you can use these at the range too. Have I been going as much as when I first got my gun? No, I'm going to be honest with you, not as much. That's a whole different conversation because when you buy a gun, you just start wearing it everywhere and waiting for shit to happen. I was like, okay, man, I need to chill out on that shit, man, before something pop off and I actually have to, use this motherfucker. So I calmed down on that. What's going on, Joe Silva, Felix Sapini, Donzel Essex? What's up, man? All right, so let's get into the tickers. See what you guys are looking at right now. Let me get back to the daily chart. I was so excited about Dries, right? Followed Dries this morning, didn't do shit. See, that's the one thing you get so excited about these plays because they've been doing so good. And, they just end up shitting on you. NEOS was brought up. What's going on, Bad Scientist? by Joe Silva. What was it? Soars on unsolicited buyout offer from BDL Biopharma. The value of the deal is about $288 million. This is the third time BDL has tried to make a deal. Okay, well, let's see if 3 times is a charm for BDL. Let's see if 3 times is a charm for BDL. It possibly could be. Up $2.75. Not the cheapest thing in the world, right? Not the cheapest thing in the world. I mean, that's, again, like if you want to make some money on this, you got to go in pretty big. 37% is 37%, but, if you really want to make a killing on it, you definitely had to go in large. 646. Oh, I just missed you, 646. Call me back. I think that's you, Ken. Call me back. Just missed you. 67 on the RSI. Let's take a look at it. OSTK. Kenneth Rosenberg. OSTK. Overstock.com. Yeah, Overstock.com has been a nice one, man. Overstock.com has been a really nice one. I just wish there were some liquid options there, but their options aren't very liquid. I mean, if you go in with a very small size, it can work out, but the options aren't really liquid. $46 stock coming from the low 20s. What's going on? 646.
Hey, how are you? Ken from New York.
Hey, what's up, Ken?
What's up? The Overstock one, I got that from the T3 room. T3 Trade in New York City. They have this nightly report that he does free every night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
Guy has some very good.
I'm familiar with them, and I know at T3 too. If you got like $5,000 and you show up there, you can like trade with them and all that kind of shit too. It's pretty cool.
You're right. Yeah. I visited them once. It's interesting. But that Overstock was a great pick. That's something he mentioned that they're somehow involved with Bitcoin.
Okay, so yeah, I heard rumblings that supposedly they're going to start either accepting it or you're going to be able to like rent out some of the furniture on Bitcoin. It's some weird crap like that. So it hasn't been clear. I mean, something with the blockchain. Can you clarify what's exactly they're trying to do there? Some kind of digital Overstock coin and all that kind of crap?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess the stock is just heavily shorted, and that's why it's popped so much.
Okay.
And that's my guess on that one. What do you think, Seth?
Well, I mean, if I look at the intraday chart, let me see here. Here's today's move. I mean, it doesn't look like it's short covering, but it could be. It could be. I mean, I couldn't say it's that. I mean, when you look at Twitter today, that's definitely short covering. But Overstock.com, I don't know, but I have seen a lot of rumblings on Twitter about the whole like digital coin thing where it's connected to the blockchain, and you're gonna be able to either like buy their coin or rent kind of furniture from. It's some kind of weird thing like that. So I'm guessing we'll get more clarification as the days move on.
I'm just looking on FinViz. There's 16 million shares outstanding, 14% of the float short. So that kind of explains it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So anyway, I wanted to get to a couple penny stocks tonight. The JBZY. I mean, that big cult for that formerly was DLLV. We had the ticker change on Tuesday this week.
What's the new ticker name now?
Sure, it's John Boy Zebra Yellow, JBZY.
Okay.
Take a look at this chart. It's crazy.
All right. So yeah, it looks like okay. So not the prettiest last couple of days in the stock.
It's gone from 4 to 16 in 2 days. So of course they're going to have some consolidation. The latest is they're waiting on news to come out from the company regarding what the Chinese company is going to do and the financials for what it's worth. Supposedly the rumor is it'll be early next week, and we'll see how the stock reacts.
Okay. Cool.
And what was that?
Oh no, I was just saying cool. What else you got for us?
The BYOC. It had a nice run. There was a lot of hype. Sunnyland and Crew was really hyping that stock, And the concern yesterday, if you look at the MACD, it's going negative on this stock. It's almost crossing. I think you have to be very careful at this level. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say the same at these levels. I mean, obviously, even yesterday, you probably would. That's where the real warning kind of came in. But it's cooling down now. Today, you actually had some people come in and buy, some of those cheap. What was that 2-cent shares kind of came in there. Also, looks like you had some buys at 0.0198. So we'll see if it can continue to stay up at those levels. 64 on the R side, not too bad. I mean, it's been going in the right direction. So you want to continue to see it move higher, though, because if it starts to make new lows, it could break lower, and that first big drop could be pretty big.
Definitely, and just off the subject of penny stocks, your thoughts on the biotech sector? Look at really this market rolling corrections. Just look at IBB and look at, for example, Celgene today, CELG. That if you had puts on that, you made good money today.
Oh yeah, made real good money on CELG. I mean, that was insane if you had some puts on that or just a short period on CLG. But that's going to be a dip buy though. Now, I mean, at this point. I think you get another day of probably selling on it, but when you do find that bottom, you get a dip buy here. I mean, this is a $100 billion market cap company. It's dropped over $40, I think, now from the last couple of days. From last month, almost $40. So yeah, this is a dip buy opportunity. Not the cheapest stock in the world, so I would only go with the option. I don't know how liquid those options are. But that's really the only way I would play that on CELG. But you can go in with a couple shares and probably make some decent money going back higher. But we'll see what happens with the CELG.
Yeah, and just if you look at the IBB, that's the ETF for the biotech sector. It was at 340 just 2 weeks ago, 1 to 2 weeks ago. Now it's down to 314.
Yeah, and I figure CELG is probably a big part of that too. So among other stocks in biotech that have been selling off as well.
Yep. So cool. I'm gonna go listen. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Ken.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, appreciate it, Ken. So Ken playing some of the bigger, more expensive stocks now. Yeah, I mean, but I get it, man. Guys are looking for volatility, and the small caps just lately, just haven't been delivering it to the extent where, you can be comfortable following a stock for a couple of days. We haven't been able to see that. Last time we really saw that was HMNY, now almost 3 weeks ago. But you haven't had, a consistent runner like that. Not necessarily a similar move, but at least something where you can follow for 3-4 days. We haven't had that. What's going on, David? InvestorsHangout.com. In the building. Yeah, Amazon, Google both killed it. Amazon, Google both killed it. Both killed it. You said Mayor Barack offers a funded account. Should you go for it? No, I mean, I don't really fuck with Mayor Barack. You guys know, I don't feel like they're doing any real training over there. It's just a lot of guys who just like the fact he's making a shitload of money, but I don't see any training in the actual, stuff he puts out. Maybe in the back where if you join the thing and all that. But, that's just my take on it. Yeah, Twitter is, man, tomorrow it's all about, for me anyway, Twitter, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Nike. Twitter, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Nike. Those are really the only three things I'm looking at tomorrow. Amazon and Twitter. Amazon and Google, I'm not even going to touch them. Way too expensive. Dave said not many people into 000 stocks right now. Yeah, I mean, because there's just so much more money to be made in the larger cap stocks right now. You're just not getting consistent moves in pennies, man. You're just not getting consistent moves in pennies. I had one guy, he's been blowing up my phone trying to run a promo, and it's like, dude, there's nobody wants that now, man. Nobody wants to hear that, Nobody wants to hear that right now. It's what's his name? Stocks NYC on Twitter. Stocks NYC. Like, dude, nobody wants that. Yeah, Nobody's looking for any trips right now. Thoughts on Plug? Let's take a look at Plug. Let's take a look at Plug Power. Not seeing anything here, man. Not seeing anything here at all. You had a really good looking trend line setting up here, and then you broke it. That's not the prettiest. It'll probably go a little bit better than that, but then you broke it, and so I can't tell you where it's going now. It looks like you broke it at the beginning of October. That's pretty much all you really needed to see in that. Now you're fighting to your life, but what's that? 279. All right, so that would be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you really got to get back up there. You're fighting. You're already setting new resistance areas for the stock. Looking at these shadows up top, unless you come back above 279, I don't even want it, man. I know my line isn't the straightest, but I don't even want it above 2 unless you get back to 279. I don't even want it, you know. I wouldn't touch it. BVTK, yeah, those are janky, bro. All these trips are pretty janky right now, man. All these trips pretty janky. All the pennies are just crap right now. All of them. I'm just being honest, man. Just being honest. Just no. Find me a stock under $5. You can, you know, put $1,000 in, and next week be up on your money. You know, very few of them right now. And I know most of you guys don't even want to be in these places for a week, but I mean, damn. You know, just running through your PDT where it's like, oh shit, it's Wednesday and you don't have any more trades. That shit is frustrating as fuck. That shit is frustrating as hell, man. You know. But I understand that's why you use multiple brokers and whatnot, but, you know, I feel like trading shouldn't have to be that hard or that inconvenient sometimes. BVTK looks like it's selling off too. There's another one that broke the trend. Here's another one that broke the trend, now falling off. All right, kind of looks very much like, you know, the stock that I'm playing tomorrow, which is Nike. Nike had several really good days from earnings, and now again broke the trend with today's moves on the 30-minute, and now I'm looking for a breakdown back below 56. So we'll see what happens with that tomorrow. I think you get the breakdown back, losing steam here on the RSI. I think you break down lower tomorrow on Nike. So I'll be playing that tomorrow as well as Twitter and some other place. But let's get back to the pennies that you guys want to pull up. ALO Gold Incorporated. Alio Gold Incorporated down 2 cents. God, see, look at that. Look how shitty this chart looks, man. Like how do you even find gains in this? No, I don't see anything in this, man. You know, even with these candlesticks, even with those little, you know, dojis here showing, you know, maybe some slowing of selling pressure. You know, you're still pretty up there. You know, let's look at the 30-minute. All right, so you're seeing some cooling down of the selling pressure for the last couple of days, but volume is practically non-existent. 77,000 shares. There's no money, and these are actually lower volume days than average. Average is 124,000 shares, putting up 77,000 today. Let's take a look at some others. SFOR, Strikeforce Technologies. All right, I like Strikeforce just because it is a runner when it gets itself right. But Strikeforce, DTII, those plays you got to be in them when nobody else is talking about them. You know, like any other, like so many of these OTCs, It's to be in them when nobody wants them. Volume is but they've spiked before and they've done crazy things before. That's kind of when you got to be in them, right? That's kind of when you got to be in them, because you want to be selling into this. You're not, now you're asking the question, can I go in here? It's too late. It's too late to be asking that question, because who knows? Who knows? But the question of should I buy here, that's, little or no risk to the downside. Now you've got a ton of risk at these levels. I mean, do you guys see where? I mean, you see where the head is at. You see where my head is at when we say those things. Because that very much looks like FRFS. When you start buying these stocks and you're trying to figure out, what is it going to do, and this is what you're doing. You have no idea. Have no idea. Let's take a look at some other ones. Mary Kay is the CEO. Verified posting on Investors Hangout. Mary Kay, hold on. Mary Kay, like, what do you mean by Mary Kay, Dave? Like, that's the actual lady's name, or are we talking about like affiliated with like the makeup company, Mary Kay? AEMD. See, AEMD. This is, it's a low risk trade. I would play something like this than this pattern. You know what I mean? I would play this. I mean, if you've done your research, you're doing, your due diligence, so to speak, and you think a move is coming, this is a chart. There's a chart to play. You just sit it and wait. You go up 2 cents, you go down 3 cents, but as long as you're kind of in that range where you're just waiting for your move, and then when the move happens, you sell into it and move on. Oh, Mark K. Okay. I glanced at it. I saw Mary. Yeah, I'm thinking Mary. I'm like, Mary K. Who the fuck? Mark K. Yeah, okay. I was just glancing at it. SUTI 0003 stock up 50%. Up 50%. See, that's when we talked about yesterday, camp investing. You gotta believe there was a guy in here in the 0001s waiting for that move. He already had it in the computer. He's already got the order pending. 0002 sell this. Already on level 2. Got it at 0001. Got an order pending at 0002, waiting for someone to hit it, and it probably got hit today. Don't know how long it probably took him to get that, but that's how it works sometimes. Beyond average, news continues to be released. Okay. Well, let's see it move higher. And okay, you shorted Nokia this morning at 503. Do I think it's going to drop some more? You're in Nokia at 503. All right, so you're oversold. Let's check out the hourly chart. Let's see what candlesticks we have here. Oh, okay. Oh, you're at 9 on the RSI, man. Can you go lower? Let's go into a smaller time frame. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think you're setting yourself up. That's why you got to look at these candlesticks, man. I think tomorrow you might have to close this out, bro. Looking at these candlesticks, you might have to close this out. Obviously, this was a little too soon. It was just breaking into really below that 20 RSI. But now, I mean, if you're someone who likes to dip by oversold patterns, this is a beautiful entry for yourself. A beautiful low risk entry here at 14 on the RSI. You got a lot of confidence showing even on a higher time frame, the hourly. So in the AM, I would close this out. Even if it might, it could do what a Snap is doing right now, where Snap is selling lower, but Snap moved higher today. We talked about Snap yesterday and how today was going to be a green day for Snap. And Snap is green, but it's came up a little bit and it's going to sell off again. So if you're willing to see it come against you, right, come into your profits and maybe come back down, then you're cool. But that's a maybe, right? That's a maybe, because it could very well have a really good day where, people start short covering and all of a sudden, coming into your profits 4% becomes 8%. But I would take profits on this candlestick, even if you think 5 minutes isn't long enough. On the hourly, there's a lot of reasons to go into it going long, even on the hourly. Let's go on even. Just the daily chart alone. I mean, on that candlestick, can you go lower? Possibly, but that's why we talked about. The morning may be great for longs, but it could fade out in the afternoon. All right, so a lot of different possibilities there. David said it's going to bounce for NOK. Yeah, I'm feeling the same way. It's a $4 stock. You're down $1.29, down 21% on today's move. I think you if you're not careful, man, you could see this, up 4%, and short covering can turn into an 8% green day, man. It can turn into an 8% green day real quick at this price. It's not it's not an expensive stock. You got a lot of traders who might want to get in on that move. It's a very popular company, and it's a pretty bad outlook that came out, but the catalyst alone could scare some people. Let's take a look at some other stocks. RNN. Of course, you guys all know you got the call-in line, 305-600-2896. RNN Pharmaceuticals. Okay, that's your beautiful move here. Here's your candlestick, was that entry yesterday. All right. As you saw, sold off from that falling window. Confirmation of bearish momentum. You got faked out right here on the doji. When was that? The 17th. All right, going lower here on this. Some people would say an upside down hammer. The proper word for it's actually falling hammer. All right. So yeah, I mean that's beautiful. Nice move on that one. 11% day. See, that's what I'm talking about. 11%. This isn't all buying, right? This isn't all buying. Nice. And thank you for bringing up RNN. This is not all buying. This is a lot of short covering. This is guys playing the, momentum higher, possible reversal, from the candlestick in the day before, showing a possible change in that momentum. So, where you have, yes, a huge, falling window, all of a sudden, candlestick showing a possible reversal, and then you guys who close their trades into that. And you have guys who dip buy. And now you got an 11% move. Is it justified? Who cares? It was oversold. Somebody bringing up a Foos pattern in here. I didn't think I used to bring up the Foos patterns. Like, nobody really watches that guy. I don't know how he maintains his site. I feel like nobody's even in his, I don't know. I see guys who are like all in Tim's program and all in AJ's and all, but I've never seen anybody tweet, "Hey man, thank you Foos for these gains." You know what I'm saying? I've never seen that. So I don't know how many people is actually working with that guy. WLL is the ticker that was brought up 14%. Up 14%. 39 million shares traded today. Guessing we was on earnings. Earnings surprise on WLL. Looks like an earnings surprise there. On WLL. Nice move. Up 14% today. Not bad. I'm gonna give you the clap on that one. Actually, let me go and give you the ka-ching. That's a nice move for an oil and gas play. That's a nice move for an oil and gas play. That's a possible good sign. That's a possible good sign because we're waiting on Exxon tomorrow. Exxon is going to deliver tomorrow. I think Exxon is going to be a huge move for a lot of guys tomorrow on Exxon. Unless that came out already, I don't think so. Not in it. Wanted to go in on Amazon or Google, but it's just so expensive, man. Shit. Moves are so damn expensive. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Exxon is tomorrow in the AM. All right. You got Exxon, Chevron. You got a couple really big oil and gas plays, so that's a good sign for them. Joe Silver, Twitter went crazy. Yeah. Twitter, be careful on Twitter too, man, because that you got guys who probably are going to cover tomorrow. So, I'm on November 17th on Twitter, so it could very well keep going. But Nike will pull back tomorrow. Nike should be the one to sell off tomorrow. Because I missed fucking IBM. Yeah, who's enjoying this volatility, man? I'm really I'm like, thank you, man. Make volatility great again. Shit. All the longs have just been killing it day in and day out. And us bears have just, been starving, bro. So it's good to see, some volatility back in the market. Stocks actually moving up and down again. DO, $15.76. Diamond Offshore. I don't know anything about this one. Let me know. Give me a call. Lightpath Technologies, $369. LPTH, this is a stock we have brought up here before. You're hot on that RSI here, 83. Wow, 83 on that RSI on Lightpath. You were high yesterday, so I mean, it could very well keep going, right? It could very well keep going. You were hot on that yesterday. Let's see on a smaller time frame, where are you at? All right, so yeah, you've been running hot for some time on LPTH. Love to use RSI because, as we can see, let's see the 5 minute. Okay, so strength is getting slightly weaker as it starts to follow. Then you'll start to lose momentum here. Pull it back a little bit. Overall, though, I mean, the trend's been very, very healthy. All right, so I would just get your trend line out and just go with the flow. I'm going to fix that in just a second. I know that's off. Go with the flow, and if it breaks, then that's where you know. Come on, can I get that? Okay, I'm going to have to fix this shit all the way up. And if it breaks it, it's time to sell. So I would stay in until it breaks the trend line, man. Until it breaks the trend line, I would keep it. It's doing very, very well. If it breaks, then you're going lower. We did it with a couple charts just a few moments ago. So until it breaks the trend line, keep going. Let's take a look at some other ones. Get back to the daily. All right. Get back to the daily. OMVS. On the move systems. Yeah, this is one that had, a really good August. Here's another one that broke the trend, right? Again, just put your trend lines up, guys. Put your trend lines up. If it starts breaking those highs, then it's time to get out of your trade. All right, it breaks the trend, get out of the trade, and then you'd avoid all of this crap. And I showed you guys that this book I've been really doing my best to study and read. The candlestick course. Get your candlesticks memorized. You know what I mean? Get your trend lines out. Start. If you want this to be a 9 to 5, you got to treat it like something you want it to be a 9 to 5, man. You'd already see all this shit. Now on OMVS, what you're looking for on OMVS is now, a new higher low to be set up. A new higher low to be set up. So far, last couple of days have been really good. You broke out of that 7-cent region. You needed that today. So let's see if you build up on this with a nice, if you do sell off, it doesn't crack below today's low. So you stay above 0.071, which was today's low, even if you sell off tomorrow. If it fails 0.071, you don't create a new higher low. So that trend is busted, and I wouldn't even trust the stock moving forward. All right. It's called The Candlestick Course by the genius of candlesticks, the father of candlesticks in America, Steve Neeson. You can get his original book, too, the Japanese Candlestick Course, the one that came out in like the 1990s. I got that one on the tablet. But that one's good, too. But the course is just, it just kind of breaks it down a little bit better. It's got questions and answers and shit you got to fill out. All right. Let's keep it moving. BCOV. What else you guys are looking at? Bright Cove. Man. Where's the liquidity, my man? Let's go into the weekly. All right. Well, the weekly looks nice, even though you kind of missed out on a few days here, right? But yeah, there's just no liquidity, man. There's just no volume here. There's just no volume here. Look at all these shadows. So much inconsistency because you have very illiquid pricing, guys raising and lowering their bids and ask, and that's how you get candlesticks like this. A lack of liquidity. Guys raising and lowering, level 2 on the ask and bids, and just they don't know what the hell they're doing because there's no market for the stock. No market for the stock. All right. A proper liquid OTC stock looks like this. Let's go with. Let me see. Let's see how this has been looking. This has been looking lately. I haven't checked out hemp since yesterday's show, but as you can see here, you got real bodies on this, although this one too is showing a lot of inconsistency on but hemp selling off. God, man, I'd love to see marijuana start winning again, but it is what it is. Yes, bundle up, that's what it is. Got a caller. 501, what's up? You're on the air.
Yo, what's up, Sal?
Hey.
I got some questions on the options.
All right, go ahead.
Playing some calls and puts, and just trying to get some advice on what's the best way to make the most calls and puts.
All right, what's your questions?
Just trying to find the most volatile stocks that'll give you the $3,000 account to be able to get the most return on that.
Well, I mean, obviously you want to trade the most volatile. So, that's probably not going to be the ETFs. That's going to be the companies that are. I love these stocks that are moving after earnings, that are up high and are going to be consolidating back lower. I like to take pretty aggressive risks, so I would look into. Pretty close on the expirations. I don't like the same week expiration. Like, I'm not playing some of these guys that are playing like Friday expirations like tomorrow. I don't touch those just because in case it goes against me. Although those do offer the biggest payouts, right? Because of the implied volatility on those. And they have incredibly high deltas. But I don't play those. But yeah, I mean, just find what's hot. I mean, that's all you really have to do. Twitter, Nike, couple like last week it was IBM, and I just play, those gaps that are expected to pull back, and that's kind of what I do. And it's, for me, it's a common sense kind of thing. I mean, when a stock is up, that has a $100 billion market cap, and it's up 15%, just do the math on that. So all of a sudden, 10 billion just was created on that earnings report. I mean, I think that's pretty drastic, right? You figure that the market's going to pull that back. So I just look for something that's in the money at the top. So IBM had went and topped out at 162, so I would find a 162 put. That's about a week or 2 weeks out, and I just put my money in and sit and wait for it does this thing, even if it goes against me, like Twitter's doing now. I know that I have enough time that eventually the market will come to its senses and it'll come right back down. Even I'm not looking for it to come all the way back down to where it gapped up at. But I know I'll be able to find myself $1 or $2 in the money, and then I can sell for profit. So that's kind of how I'm doing it. And again, I'm not a pro at it. I'm just taking what Connor is doing. I don't know if you heard the show yesterday. I'm just following his lead because he's making a crap load of money, and I'm just following and copying his strategy. And it's been working well for me.
Right. So what's the best way to find the best strike price when you're doing the plays like that?
Well, I mean, you're just trying to find the top. You're just trying to time the top. That's all you're really doing. I mean, the strike price is the top.
Okay.
It's whatever the top is. The in the money, the stock that's the call the put that is currently in the money. So it'll be like whatever it is, 163. Then I'm looking at the 163 put. You can go out the money, right? You can like if it's at 163. And you want to go for like a 160 put, obviously, right. Yes, that's cheaper, but it's a lot more risk because you need it to come down significantly to you for you to become in the money and actually start really banking on that. But I like in the money puts just because, I feel like it works better and I make more money on that end without, the risk being so drastic.
Yeah, I kind of like the deal where Connor was using he didn't use very much time, and I guess it just lucked out the way he won that trade.
Yeah.
And, less than a day and you win that much money, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's using a ton of, I wouldn't say a ton of capital, but he's going in 15, 20K on it. But again, when you get to his experience level, you're comfortable with that kind of size because you won so many times. And when it goes your way, the power option kicks in, and each of those contracts, all of a sudden, they're, twice or three times what they're worth, and you sell for a huge gain. And that's exactly what he did.
Right. Well, I'm switching over from Nadex over to the option side and going through TD Ameritrade, but just not really, really comfortable with it yet.
Okay. All right. I would look at Tasty Trade if I were you. TD, I'm always a fan of TD. But if you're going strictly options, I would look at Tasty Trade if you don't need a phone app. If you're really like on your computer using trading, I would look at Tasty Trade just because it's $1 per contract. And when you close the order, it's free. So your closing trade is free. When it's time to close, it's free. So if you're going in on some of these really dirt cheap options and you're buying, 10, 15, 30, 50 at a time, and you close free, you save yourself $50. You know what I mean? So it's free to close the trade, and that adds up if you're going in and out, 3 times a week.
Right, with a small account that helps too.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, that'll work. I appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All
right. Appreciate 501 in the calls, man. Yeah, I don't mean to, spend too much time on options because I know some of you guys you're just not going to do it, and that's fine. But I'm all about just kind of going where the money is, and I'm not going to have my money sitting in small caps that aren't doing anything when everybody around me is making, 5 figures. You know what I'm saying? ACHV. ACHV Life Sciences. Boy, look at that, man. Look at that shadow. Look at that shadow, man. Look at that shadow. Let's look at the 5 minute. Oh, God. Ugh. Man, that's just, you want to talk about getting shitted on, man. You want to talk about getting shitted on.
Monster kill.
That's just. In fact, I played the wrong one. Let me just go ahead and flush this down the toilet, man. 'Cause that bitch ain't never coming back. That's gone. If you're the guy who's up there at 340, you might as well sell tomorrow, bro. It's gone. It's gone. That's not coming back. You didn't even get an indication on that, into the close. You saw guys selling off into the close. They're like, man, fuck that shit. It literally came back to where it gapped open at. I mean, that's literally where look what it did. It opened up at 211, went all the way to 380, and closed at 218. If you're in it in the threes, just sell. Just take your L and sell, man. Just take your L and sell, man. Like, seriously, that's done. You're done. You're done. Let's look at the daily chart. Look at that candlestick. Now, obviously, with the move, you should have saw this, right? I mean, very, very bearish momentum going into the spike. Doesn't even have a very good history of holding gains. So, if you didn't pull the chart back, you got caught off guard. But if you did, then you saw it coming. And a lot of people did see it coming because that's how it ended up the way it did. And guys were waiting for you and dumped on you and took off. And the shorters were probably waiting for you up there too. Look at that. Would have been a great short. He said volume is deceased. Oh, well, there was a lot of volume in that. I mean, it was 23,000 shares was the average. 5 million shares were traded today. So the volume came in. It's just that they knew that they had to get in and get the fuck out. And the guys who didn't know that, they're the ones holding the bag in the low twos. 919, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, it's Bat.
Hey,
How are you
Bats.
doing?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I just wanted to alert people to a strategy that I've been looking at recently, and that's the strategy that involving secondary offerings or public offerings, not IPOs, but secondary offerings.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at ATOF, for instance, it dropped significantly today because of a public offering or a secondary offering.
Yeah, man, look at that, man. I mean, they offered some prices at that price yesterday.
So you notice it had a good run, and often these companies, what they'll do is after a day or two of a good run, they'll come in with a secondary offering to raise more money, either to pay off their, pay off people who they owe money or, pay off bills, basically.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the guy that you recommended, Bukowski, and he has a whole section about how to play secondary offerings.
Yeah. For those guys who don't know what that is, that's the patternsite.com. That's the guy who created the book, The Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. The patternsite.com is his website.
Yeah, so a while back I was looking at, because I'd always get into these penny stocks, and then I'd be caught holding the bag when they had secondary offerings. And there's a whole strategy with this, is that you can actually look for companies that are offering, secondary offerings, and then you can trade based on that, because more than likely the price either bounces off the print price. So in the case of like ATOS today, the price was placed at 44 cents, and that's why it dropped significantly. So what you can do is, because it had good news, a couple of days ago, whenever, you can basically, if you believe in the stock, and probably this is more so for maybe people who are going more long-term or swing traders, is that you can pretty much get a good deal on a stock by just simply waiting and trading secondary offerings. So instead of actually, getting into a penny stock, holding it overnight, or swing trading it, and then being left to hold the bag, you can actually go and seek out these companies that are offering, with these secondary offerings. You get, the stock price at a bargain, essentially, and then a lot of the times it will bounce off of this price, or you just simply get in at a discounted price and then hold on to it till it swings back up.
Now, Bats, how are you like coming up with like the like, how do you know that's coming? Like, is there another market?
Very simple, and this is, I'm lazy as hell. Like, there's no special site I go to look up these things. Twitter, just type in the search subject, public offering, secondary offering, and you'll get anyone tweeting about it. You basically find out about companies with secondary offerings. So it's not anything glamorous. You just go in, and that's really why I like Twitter, because Twitter tends to be like real time, and you can search for any hashtag or any like title that you're looking for. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be, phase 3. You can type that in, and you can get anything on that day that shows up relative to phase 3. And the beauty about it is that because the Twitter community is so massive, you'll get a lot of people that release news in a very, very timely manner, to where you can almost get news just as quickly as everyone else is getting it.
Absolutely.
So once again, you just go to Twitter and you type public offering, and let's say QURE, you can look at that chart. QURE had a massive drop because of a secondary offering, and I think they were offering the stock at something like 18.25, but you look at it now, it's much lower than that. So all you have to do is wait for the reversal, put in an alert for it, and wait for it to swing back. So it's an extremely powerful, a powerful strategy that you can use to get a stock at a discounted rate, and then you just wait for the reversal and make your money and get out.
Okay.
So the other one that was also, and if you've noticed, it's happening a lot with the biotech stocks. So QURE, as I've mentioned.
So I'm curious. Then Bats, are you saying that this ATOS is a buy now at this price?
Absolutely. I mean, it's giving you another chance to get back in, because look at ATOS. Where did it come from? It came from the 40s. It's back down there because of a second offering. And now you basically, if you missed that trade, you've basically got a second attempt at it in a relatively short period of time.
Okay.
IDRA, which is another one that just, I think yesterday or the day before, had another offering. It's dropped as well. IDRA, you could easily get. That's one of my favorite ones, because people who trade biotech stocks, they love to trade IDRA. So that's another one. I mean, I could spout off dozens of them that have occurred in the last couple of weeks, but just go to Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter site or profile, I would strongly recommend you open it, because you can look up so many things on there, and then you often will get like the usual suspects who you notice, tweet about certain stocks that you might be following, and that will also give you a clue as to who you follow, and then you just set up notifications so that they come the instant someone tweets. Like there's this lady out of Israel called Odi Brockman, ODI Brockman. Just type her name Odi, and she normally tweets like real-time stuff on anything related to biotech, and
Okay.
it comes through even faster than Seeking Alpha. She will sometimes tweet stuff that you're like, how did she get this information that quickly? But
Yeah, put her name
we don't
in
care about that.
in the chat room when you get a chance, Bats. I appreciate that.
Okay, sure. So yeah, use Twitter. Twitter's a powerful tool. You don't need any fancy analytics. I mean, David would know, like from Investors Hub. I mean, you go to David's site and it's the same thing. You look for the stocks that are most talked about and you follow those. So you don't need to have all this like fancy analytics, type of data or data mining. Just use common sense to find out, what's happening out there. And Twitter, like I said, is one of the sites that you can type any search and it will give you what you're looking for.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all I have for you. So just public offerings, secondary offerings, even Jim Cramer, who I don't really follow, he talks about a strategy as well on secondary offerings. Just type Jim Cramer secondary offerings and listen to that 6 or 8 minute video. And that's all I have for you, Sal.
Appreciate
it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bats.
All right, take care. All right, sure. Bye-bye.
All right, so appreciate Bat Scientist always with a great call. Definitely put that name of that woman in the chat room, Bats. I would appreciate that, so guys can write that down or copy it and look her up. Yeah. FPVD is a dud, man. It's definitely a dud, bro. It's definitely a dud. It's definitely a dud. But watch. Now that I've said that, watch that shit run. Oh my God. That's the kind of luck, though. That's why everyone shorts biotech news, because traders know that an offering is likely to come. Yeah, I mean, these are biotech plays. They are not profitable entities, right? I mean, you'll very, very seldom will you see a biotech that actually generates revenue, especially on the small cap side. Many of them are not revenue generating entities. They live off debt and their ability to be able to, get financing. And many of them die when their financing window closes, and that's how they go to zero. You saw that with ICLD and many of them, INVT. I mean, you can go on, name who's who that now trade on the OTC side that were once companies that were, on the NASDAQ, but eventually they just couldn't get it done. And banks rather, they don't want to lend to publicly traded companies like biotechs that can't deliver. So you fail a drug, you fail a test or something like that on the FDA, your money dries up and your shares go, down the drain. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Appreciate it, Bats. All right, so Bats put her name in there, Odi Brockman, biotech lady from Tel Aviv, Israel. By the way, a big place for medicine. I didn't know that until I got into stocks. I didn't even know Israel is so big in medicines, but they're big in that. Does Connor have a Discord room? No, he doesn't. He's usually in the one called Stock Trap. I used to have access to that Discord room, but they kicked me out because I wasn't going to be a black supremacist. So, yeah. But it's all good. We bigger and better now. Everybody press like on this video, man. Press like on this video. I appreciate you. Press like on this video. MRNJ, 000. Okay, 0001 stock. Yeah, you had $1.6 billion. 1.6 billion moved today, but nothing got done there, man. That float has got to be ridiculous, man. That float has got to be ridiculous. RNN, we talked about RNN. We talked about RNN. Dip buy opportunity. That looks like it was really apparent with today's trade. As you can see how it opened up here. Let's zoom in today's action. Again, I love the hourly. I love these higher time frames just because it just gets rid of so much of the bullshit that at the beginning of my training of learning how to do this, I found myself getting faked out so much in these 2 minute time frames, or 1 minute sometimes I would trade on. But as you can see here on the hourly, it fought a little bit on the first hour, second hour, bullish confirmation. That's your entry right there. There's your entry right here. And you got that, 11:30. All right, swallows up the previous hour, even the day before in the move, or excuse me, the morning rather, in the move. And that's your entry right there, and it's smooth sailing higher into the close where you have that. And I think probably I think it pulls back tomorrow. I think today was all about getting out of that oversold area. You saw a very similar move. If we look at Snap, we talked about Snap going from that oversold that we said Snap was going to have a green day today, but it wasn't going to have a very impressive green day, right? You're going to go in and it's going to come right back down. So that's exactly what it did. It got out of the oversold level, and then, it was a quick move. We get in, boom, get out, and that was it. And all of a sudden, guys started reloading again to short it back down. And I think tomorrow you go back south and Snap. So, I think, give yourself time on it, because it might not happen exactly tomorrow. So I'm not going to buy $14 put Snap that expires tomorrow, right? I think you give yourself a little bit of time on that. But it was a great time to get back into Snap going on the put side, that you were able to get a discount today. The fact that it snapped back higher. All right. MRMJ, yeah, we just looked at it. MRNJ, I don't have anything to say about this, man. It's a 0001 stock. I'm not gonna say buy or anything on this. The float is ridiculous. I just can't say anything about that. It's a lottery ticket. Yeah, nobody wants those you just gotta buy and sit and wait. There's a couple that I have in my old E-Trade account. Guac is one of them. GAWK. GAWK. This company, generates almost $2 million a year. It's an IT play. I would have never expected it to still be at these levels, but it is what it is. I mean, I got like $40 worth of stock at 0001. So any move higher, it would be great. I mean, on the compounding side of the trade anyway. But it's just kind of what it is with 000 sometimes. LACDF, that's why you don't put a lot of money in these OTCs, man. That's why you do not put a lot of money, because when it doesn't go right, you can sleep at night. You got guys who putting in $500, $600. Sure, if that's what you got to waste, by all means, do it. But you got to be able to deal with the fact when it doesn't go right. LACDF, here's another one, right? Here's another one, broke the trend. Oh, you got to set your trend lines up. Broke the trend, and now you're just trying to find your way up. LACDF, now today's move, not so bad. Again, you just need to hang above that 161 level. You're at 164. If you break that lower, that higher low, that which is 161, it's over. And then you gotta start it all over again. So if you're looking at LACDF, you just got to pray that you hold 161. I see you touched 160 today. So, you just got to hold it. It looks like buyers committed today, and you had closed at 164. And that's basically what's going to give. All right. So you'll have a new trend beginning here if you get a new higher low. All right, so it's got to close, maybe 167, 168, just anything besides 161. Yeah. Let's take a look at APVO. Let's take a look at APVO. All right, here's APVO. All right. APVO, 10% gain today. You're warm. You're warm on APVO. Looks like you've had a couple really good days here, man. You got a couple really good days here. Doing exactly what the stock needs to get done. You're a little warm here, so you might see some profit taking. But again, we just saw a ticker not too long ago that's up at 85, right? So just because you're above the red line, it's just something for you to be aware of. That you're buying here at some of these higher volatility areas, but it could go higher. It could very well go higher. Don't know too much about the company. I see volume is pretty sketchy, less than 500,000 shares traded, although it's about 100% higher than what it average trades, all for the stock. But just know that you're at a very high volatility area for that stock. All right. Oscar Ace. Anybody here teaches penny stocks? I mean, most of us got started with Tim Sykes. He's got a ton of videos out there. Look him up. Tim Sykes. There's a lot of free videos out there, guys, who are be more than happy. Watch the show. You'll learn a lot. Download apps like Stock Trainer. Watch videos. I mean, it's just, if you really want to learn this, is just really, how much time are you really willing to commit? That's really the gist of it. Is how much time are you willing to commit to it? ARTH, OTC play. Don't know much about this one. And again, here's another one that's just look at that. Look at those candlesticks. I mean, you have very poorly structured candlesticks here. No volume and exactly trades only 89,000 shares. Don't like it at all. Yeah, illiquid stocks, you just don't want to play these. I mean, I don't care what's going on. You just, there's just so many other plays that are running that you can take advantage of. Why get yourself in a situation like this where, you're watching level 2 and it's like, watching paint dry. Have you looked at a level 2 during the day of a stock that trades less than, $500,000? It's horrible. It's horrible. BIPH, OTC up 114%. Looks like a pump. Yeah, looks like a pump. HIPH, American Premium Water Company. Here's the thing on HIPH though, man. This can run. This thing can run here. The volume's dried up. The volume's dried up from what it used to do. This is a company that I actually have worked with in the past. I've worked with this company in the past on something several months ago, before the reverse split, because it used to go for like 0003, 0004. HIPH did. And they had that guy from like Saved by the Bell. I forgot his name. The guy who like gels his hair back. The Hispanic brother. I forgot his name. But anyway, they brought him on, and they brought also that singer. I forgot her name. But anyway, this is one of those premium water companies. They sell that, not electrolyte water, but what's that healthy water again? That water that costs like $3 more. Mario Lopez. Yeah, there it is. Mario Lopez. Yeah. And they sell that kind of water. And it's actually found in quite a few stores. It's actually found in quite a few stores. But there's another OTC play out there that's in that space. Alkaline water. There we go. Alkaline water. Alkaline water. And there's another alkaline company, too. It's like Water 87 or something like that. Yeah, WTER. There we go. WTER. Oh wow, man, their volume's really dried up. Okay, they used to actually have some decent volume. I don't know what happened, but yeah, they used to do some things. I don't know what happened to the stock. As you can see here, it's done things in the past, but looks like volume's really dried up here. But their water can be found in Kroger's, Walmart. You can find their line in Walmart. They're actually like one of the best-selling alkaline water companies out there. I wouldn't be surprised if one day you hear about them getting like bought up by like Coke or something, just because when it comes to alkaline water, they have the best. They're up there. I think it's like 9.5. It's something ridiculously high like that. You said Slater. That's his name from the show. AC Slater. Oh, man. Vault Information Sciences, Amex. All right, look at the Amex play bringing in some volume. Amex is really horrible for volume. It's pretty horrible for volume. I think it's not even called the Amex anymore, right? But it's just for tradition. They keep the Amex name up there, but I think it's like NYC Next or some shit like that. But VISI up 20%. Nice move here. All right. Look how you kind of wedged lower here, wedged into this. Now let me put the bands back. I bet the bands will show that. Let me see here. Can I get the bands back on that? Oh no, it's wide throughout. Hold on, let me get a daily chart here. I'm on the 60-minute. Let me see here. Did the band show the spike? All right, no, it's pretty wide going into it. Okay, all right, but it looks like these last couple of days got it out. Okay, all right, VISI from oversold territory spiked up. What was the news? There had to be some kind of news. Where did that volume come from? Vault Information Sciences enters into agreement to sell quality assurance testing unit for $66 million. Okay. All right, that's pretty significant, being that $66 million is almost 80% of their current market cap. The company goes for about $71 million in market cap. So to sell something for 66, that's quite a bit of cash coming to their bottom line, obviously helping the stock out a lot. All right, helping the stock out a lot. I'm thinking the Bollinger Bands could have gave you some idea that was coming, but no, sir. That was definitely a news drop, catching that by surprise. HIPH talk about Flow Rider being down. Yeah, Flow Rider was down with them. But I don't know if Flow Rider is still with them, because if you got to kind of go back to find the Flow Rider stuff, right? I don't know if he's still working with them. TRCH Torchlight. Let's take a look at it. TRCH 8%. 8% move on that. Again, I hate this. I hate the way this chart looks, man. Look at this. I mean, where is this thing going? I mean, you want to talk about an ugly looking chart, bro. That's why when we had that guy who called up yesterday about an OTC ETF, I'm like, this is not going to happen. ETFs are about getting rid of volatility, single stock volatility. It's about giving you something that's not going to, keep you up at night. And when we talk about small caps, especially companies with, under $100 million, to create an ETF out of them, it'd look like the VIX. It'd look like this. It'd look like that. That's how it would look, because you'd have some companies that would, do really well, and then a majority of them that would be just horrible. So it looked terrible. It looked terrible. And TRCH, I mean, that's a terrible looking stock, man. That looks fucking horrible. I don't know what this is. You don't know if it's going up. Is it going down? I mean, that's just... Joe, you let me know what you see in this one, man. MBOT, let's take a look at MBOT. MBOT up 5%. MBOT up 5%. Zoom in a little bit closer into it. Again, here's another one that, slightly less than 1 million shares traded into this. Slightly less than 1 million shares traded. Again, not too much volume. I see here is maybe some news is impacted the stock recently. But other than that, looks like volume is drying up here. Only 800,000 shares traded today. Looks like volume is drying up there on MBOT. Looks like volume is drying up there. If I don't use the bands, what's your substitute indicator that gives you insight on how much further a stock can go? You can. I like RSI just because I like to identify the strength of the move and whether or not we're going to break down. You can tell a lot of that in RSI. For example, if you look at a stock like IBM, that fell apart. If you look at the hourly, again, one of my favorite indicators, you can see how, the stock was very strong. And even though it was moving higher, you notice that the RSI is falling. So yes, the stock is moving higher, but we got this divergence being created here because it's moving higher, but the buyers are getting weaker. The buyers are getting weaker. And then eventually, although it's diverging, it's going to show eventually on the chart. So even when you see it going against you on, let's say the put side, you're buying puts as this is going higher, continue to add because eventually it's going to correct. And you see it break below and out of the high volatility area. And that's it. Look, and the stock just collapsed. It just collapsed and eventually catches up with the current strength of the move. And that divergence will stay like that until it catches up. And they caught up. And that was the move. So imagine you being, having those $61 puts, 161 puts. Now you're $11. What is that? $9 less. You're $10. $9 from that. So now you're in the money $9. You're in the money $9 from that high. Just simply playing the divergence that's what's being created. That's why today on Twitter I was all over Buffalo Wild Wings. I was all over Buffalo Wild Wings because even though I knew it's moving its way higher, and Buffalo Wild Wings is going to give out. It's going to give out eventually. If we look at Twitter, here's another one. Twitter is as well. Eventually, it's going to catch up. The candlesticks are showing it. RSI is showing it. So again, I'm not recreating the reel here. I'm not trying to come up with no fancy ass system to sell for 149. I don't have time for that. I only wish I had just had significantly more capital to work with, so that I can one day do what Connor does and walk away with 80, 90, 120 grand. 120 grand. But those days are coming, right? Those days are coming. I'm putting out my gains there on Instagram. Really, really great week on this week. Incredible trading this week. But tomorrow is another big day, though. Tomorrow is another big day. You got Google out there right now. Google's way too expensive. Google's way too expensive. But you got Google opening up tomorrow at like what? I think it's like 1071 right now. Where's Google at right now? Let me find out. GGOG at 1,000. And they got a couple tickers, right? It's GGOG and then GGOL. I don't know which one is the more popular one. Hold on, which one is the more popular one? Looks like they both have decent volume. Okay, so I'll just go with GGOG. But again, that's opening up, $30 from where we are now. Is it going to hold $30? More than likely, just because this is Google, it's going to probably keep going for the day. But that will eventually cool. I mean, it will eventually cool. I don't know where it'll open up at on the RSI, but again, you've got quite a few plays, and I know I'm going on again with options, but man, that's get some money, guys. Get some money. Here's Nike. Nike's all your soul is mine tomorrow on Nike, man. Tomorrow, Nike. Look at that. It's coming back. Nike is coming back. You know. Brian says follow VWAP. Yeah, you can follow VWAP. I don't have an option show, man. I just mix it all up. I just mix it all up. We'll talk small caps. We'll talk options. We'll talk gold, commodity, whatever's hot, and we can make some money. That's at the end of the day. That's what it's about, right? I mean, you know, nobody's here to go broke. Everybody's here to you know, make things happen. So I'm just going where the money is. Wherever the money is, that's where you'll find me. If tomorrow all OTCs start just going haywire, then, you know, we'll switch it to that, wherever the money is at. Just go to Free Stock Pick. Free Stock Pick is my Instagram name. I think it's actually plural, Free Stock Picks. Or, yeah, it might be Free Stock Picks. I got to do a better job on my Instagram, too. I start posting that more. All right. EGO. Let's take a look at EGO. Okay. EGO looking pretty good here on the 1 hour. We talk about that EGO coming from oversold levels. Looks like things got better today on EGO. That's not a really good candlestick though, but I mean, you're getting buyers, right? You're getting buyers, but the buyers aren't very strong, man. They're not very strong. But you're working it higher. I mean, it's moving, right? I mean, it only ended up closing higher about a penny. So it would be a really good time to get some news, but you know, there was news, but damn, that wasn't good news. Former Eldorado Gold CEO quits the board. Paul Wright, the former chief executive officer of EGO, plans to resign from the board where he is vice chairman. Wright retired as CEO in April after 18 years and became vice chairman, and now he's resigning from the board. Look into that. Just maybe pull him up. It could be just an age thing. You know, it could be just an age thing. A lot of these gold miners, the CEOs be like in their late 70s and shit, so they're just taking the money and you know, going to play golf. You know, make sure that's not a kind of distress, kind of chasing them out kind of thing. Am I short Nike? I'm going to be more than likely tomorrow. More than likely tomorrow on Nike. Looking for Nike to come back into the 55s. High 55s tomorrow. And I'm looking at the options on Nike. And, you know, those $56 puts that expire tomorrow are very, very, you know, lucrative, but I don't have the stomach to do that. So I would even though the liquidity isn't there yet, I definitely believe in buying from the doubters and selling to the chasers. So I would look at that 56 November 3rd, even though again the volume isn't there yet, right? And that if you get in early in the morning, again, even if it starts to go against you, you know where you are on the RSI. You know where you are on the RSI. Even on the daily, you got your support there. And if it doesn't bang today, you still got a week and a half of expiration to allow you the time to get back in below 56. Below 56. But I just don't see it moving higher. But again, watch the price action. Watch the price action in the morning. And I like those tops, right? I like you know, trying to time a top if it goes in the morning. That's why you position size in. You know, you don't go in with your whole size on the first thing. You go in, you know, maybe 10 contracts. If it's going against you, okay, great. I grab more at a cheaper price until you get that top. All right, that's how you would have played IBM. That's how you would have played IBM. Here, you know, even if it was going against you, you're buying your puts at cheaper levels. And you know the divergence. You see the divergence developing in the RSI, and then, here, a put that probably cost you 30 cents here, a contract is probably at 18 up here. So you go in heavy at the 18 and boom, that's a killer move. And again, this is the perfect setup, right? This is how it goes, if it's done perfectly right. Because somebody's up thousands of dollars in this move. Thousands of dollars in this move. Yeah, there's one put call that I want to talk about, but I don't want to say it on the show because you guys will run to it and raise the price of that shit. So I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna bring it up. But all I'm gonna say, and I can pull up the ticker, but you're not gonna know which one it is though. But all I'm gonna say is this: on some of, if I can get in at that price, 100 contracts, right? 100 contracts at that price on that date. If Twitter comes back to $19, if Twitter comes back to $19, I should earn tomorrow I should earn $1,200 if it comes back to 19. But if it comes back to, let's say, 1975, oh fuck, that's only $200. All right, but if I let it go, it's $5,400. It's $5,400 if it comes back to 17. I don't know if we'll see 17 again. I don't even think I have the patience to sit on gains like that. But even 1850, if it pulls back to 18, how about that 1925 right here, 1925, which I got marked, that's the beauty level. Comes back to 1925 tomorrow. Damn, that's only $800. Ooh, okay. Might have to reevaluate that one. All right. Let's see what else you guys are looking at. BVTK pivotal day tomorrow. Upside predicted. BVTK, you saying it's going to be upside tomorrow? Man. Upside in this? Hold on. I don't see it, bro. I don't know. Hold on. Let me get back into the daily chart. Oh man, I don't see an upside in that, bro. I don't see it. BVTK, I don't see it, man. Not on that candlestick. I mean, I like the fact that you got guys who try to come in, right? But I don't like where you're low on that. I mean, your low is at 0030. So you had guys selling off, and you had some dip buyers into that, but I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. BVTK. I'm just being honest with you, bro. Just being honest with you. BTZ, $24 call, December 17th. You got a call on this one? Okay. BOTZ. Okay. Yeah, we'll you know, I'm not a big fan of that candlestick though. I feel like you could get it cheaper, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow, right? We'll see what happens tomorrow. It's just that what's funny is that tech is selling off right now. I retweeted Douglas Cass, the guy who wrote How to Make Money on Wall Street or some crap like that. Big time shorter on Wall Street, now lives in Palm Beach, Florida. I mean, the guy makes a killing every year. He talked about how he's shorting the market right now. and it's selling off. So when I look at bots, I don't know about a call just yet. I feel like if wait for a bottom, but if you're in now, I mean, it is what it is. That's just not the candlestick you want to buy. You want to buy on. We'll see. So do I have the best guy or book to learn options? Man, I just get something from everywhere, man. Sang Lucci, and he's on YouTube. There's not really like a book on options. Tasty Trade. You can go to Options Alpha. That's a really nice, really great guy. Options Alpha. They got a free course on options at optionsalpha.com. Also, if you got TD Ameritrade, I talked about their free training that they offer now. Now they bought Invest Tools, and they've integrated Invest Tools into the website, right? So, I mean, their videos are, this A+. Their option videos on TD Ameritrade, quality is amazing. Explanations are amazing. Just go to TD Ameritrade, go to education, and watch those videos on options, on trading, on everything. Commodities, they got it all over there, and it's absolutely free. You don't even have to have any money in your trading account. Just go sign up to TD Ameritrade. It takes 5 minutes, and just start looking at the education. And when you got the education down, start paper trading, and when you're ready for money, you know what the hell you're doing. FATE. FATE. It's okay. It's hanging up there, right? It's hanging up there. There's no volume though, man. Only 300,000 shares. There's not much any volume up there. USO. I mean, man, USO is just, man, it's dirt cheap, right? I mean, it's a dirt cheap kind of. I'm not a big fan of buying calls on options period on ETFs, just because, man, these are supposed to be non-volatile. They're not supposed to be really, really crazy. So you're not going to get like crazy ass moves unless you decide to hold for over an extended period of time. That's kind of the way you make money on ETFs, like the Qs or SPY. It's either an overnight because there's some kind of news or an event, or over the course of several days, expect a sell-off or a reversal going higher. Because ETFs are supposed to be stock, non-volatile. Yeah, that's why it's very scattered. Because it's trading on when it's on a commodity, it's trading on U.S. oil, right? Which is crude. Here's the live crude chart. So whatever crude does overnight, USO responds the very next morning. So that's why it's so hard to buy USO, because if this sells off tonight, you don't even get an opportunity to put in the trade. It opens up, boom, and it'll gap up or it'll gap down. You're really just kind of guessing because it mirrors crude prices. That's basically what it's supposed to do. Tops. Yeah, Tops was one of the biggest gainers on the day, right? I mean, we were so excited about, I know I was anyway, about Dries. I'm thinking, oh, Dries, oh shit, up 80% in a couple days. Dries is going to be the one to watch. And then Dries shits on itself today, man. I was thinking like, shit, I'm going to trade a small cap today. I'm going to be back in there. But, 5 minutes in, I was like, man, fuck it, I'm out of here. Because this just didn't deliver. But nice move on Tops. Trying to fight its way out of oversold levels. I mean, it's been there for a long time. Not the biggest believer in Tops. Never really been. I always thought it was like a secondary kind of play to Dries. it used to be one of those things where when dries moved, tops moved. Now that kind of broke apart. So I don't know where these things are now. But dries has been one of these stocks that people have thought can really do something for a long time because of where it's been here on the daily chart. But it just never has delivered. It's never delivered. And you had a reverse split not too long ago. Nice 2 days moves here. I mean, from 40 cents a share, you're up 27 cents. That's, this is a bullish candlestick. You had the confirmation with today's move. This candlestick swallows up last 2 days of trading. So that's very, very bullish. And it delivered today with that confirmation. In fact, can we see it on 5 minute? Let's see if it started in the AM. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it delivered. So, as you see here, the buying into the close yesterday, gap open up. Profit taking from guys coming in yesterday. And you just had buyers still come in. Unfortunately, they didn't really give you that much, to work with after 10:30. But we'll see what happens on tops. Let's look at an hourly. I just want to see what the candles on hourly look like. Okay, yeah, it's not a bad candlestick to end the day with. It's not a bad candlestick to end the day with. So you got guys in there who are still interested. We'll see what happens with it. All right, that doji was scary, but that scratched it out here on that spinning top. Nice move. All right, we'll see what happens on tops. Still looks strong now, but let's see if it holds. But we know some of these shippers can't be trusted for too long. Has anyone done the Mir Barak course? Anybody else? Answer his question. I'm curious myself. Has anybody done the Mir Barak course? I'm not a big fan of Mir Barak. I've said several times. I love watching him make a shitload of money, though. I mean, he makes a shitload of money every single day. Guys making, 9, 15, 20K almost every day. But again, when you're working with several million, I can see how you'd be able to do that. Thank you to Bats for putting his list in the chat room. All right, so just a couple more and then we'll get you guys out of here for the night. I don't like keeping you guys past 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. XCO, Exco Resources, selling off today. Obviously, look at that. Whoa, look at that primary trend. So bearish. And that was expected. That wasn't going to stay up there for very long. Yeah, that sold off pretty easily today. XCO selling off here. Damn. Yeah, that might be game over for that one. So let's see if you can hold F140. What was that? 137 is where you got to hold tomorrow. If you crack 137, it's game over. 136, excuse me. 136 is game over for XCO. All right, let's see where you open up at. What's that dude, Mir Barak? No, let's leave Mir Barak alone. Jeez. Let's leave Mir Barak alone. Mir Barak is man, he's just something else. And I used to watch this guy's stuff a while ago, man. Almost like a year ago. Man. But I know he's like the new thing right now. Everybody loves Mir Barak because he's, on during the day, and everybody loves watching him make his G's in the morning. Now that he goes live in the AM. All right, now that he goes live in the AM. XCO looks like the ATOS chart looks exactly like it. I mean, but that's when you have companies that are, again, ugly primary trends. And you just have these, unusual events where they spike on the news or some kind of issue, and they're coming right back down. Very similar play. All right. So, guys, tomorrow, look, make some money tomorrow. already on the small cap side. That's Friday is always a great time for them to drop news that they've been waiting on all week to announce. You'll see that come out tomorrow. I'm sure there's no doubt they'll have a small cap that will come out and say some big things. We saw after hours today already. CVS came out and said that they're gonna buy Aetna. You had CVS come out and say they're gonna buy Aetna. Where's CVS at? I'm just kind of curious. Not a small cap stock. Not a small cap stock, but I definitely foresee this probably helping a small cap stock like Rite Aid out possibly. Let me see, where's Rite Aid at. It could help Rite Aid, maybe. We'll see. But let me see, where is CVS at after hours? $72.99. Oh, so no move on CVS after hours? Okay. All right, I thought maybe we would have a move on that one. Should we have a move on Aetna, right? AET. We should have a move on Aetna. Let's see, Aetna. Where's Aetna at? 178 after hours. Okay, I'm kind of surprised. I thought we would see a move in that. Here's Aetna at 178, oversold on that RSI, up 11% today. The company came out with earnings and then comes out and says they possibly could be getting bought out. Aetna, ooh, okay, Aetna looking like a target I would like, but I don't think they have very liquid options. AET, nah, see, no liquidity at all on that one. That's way oversold. Look at that, 90 on the RSI on Aetna. Yeah, that's definitely going to be giving some of that back. But no liquidity here at all on the hourly. Walgreens is buying out Rite Aid. Okay. Yeah, everybody press that like button. What's going on, Michael B? Appreciate it, man. Yeah. What's going on, El Yeti? Yeah, I know some guys making, decent money on crypto, man. I mean, guys are getting it all into crypto, and just be careful with that stuff, man. That's all I ask guys to do is be careful on that, and and use these traditional indicators, right? The RSI and whatever. Make sure you're getting in at good prices, man, because that thing is volatile as shit. But some of these indicators, I pulled up Bitcoin this past weekend, and let me look at Bitcoin USD, and I'm telling you right now, man, if you use RSI and Bitcoin, it's getting you in at some really great prices. You just wait for some of these oversold levels to add in on your position. It's getting you in at some really, really good levels. And, it'll keep you out of a lot of trouble, keep you out of buying too high. I just wish there was a way to short Bitcoin, because when you get to those oversold levels, it's such a beautiful trade back to the downside on Bitcoin. But that's what you get when you have, again, a very liquid product. I don't know what this is, because people say it's a commodity, it's an asset. I don't know what Bitcoin is. I just think it's just something that's just people believe in. I don't know. I don't want to call it a commodity. I don't want to call it a currency, because nobody takes it. You do have some people who take it. By the way, there's a guy, man. There's a guy who owns a gas station not too far from here. And I had asked him a week ago, he's got a sign where he takes Bitcoin. I said, man, how many people have actually came in here and bought something with Bitcoin? He hasn't had one person. He hasn't had one person. He's been accepting Bitcoin for 4 months, and not one person has came in and bought anything with Bitcoin. And that's what I've noticed a lot of times, is that guys, are cool. Like, hey, man, these guys take Bitcoin. But nope, they don't sell their Bitcoin, though. Guys who buy Bitcoin, they're not using it to buy shit. The expectation is I buy Bitcoin to sell it at a higher price to someone else. There's no expectation from anybody who buys Bitcoin to take that Bitcoin and go to the gas station or go actually use it to buy something with. All right? It's just, I'm going to, just hoard it and hopefully give it to somebody else at a higher price. So everyone's saying this is we're avoiding fiat currency and getting rid of the middleman, but we gotten rid of something that's backed behind the full faith and credit of the United States, and now it's being replaced with something that's backed by the full faith of community, and community is fickle. You know what I'm saying? If a couple guys, like, and it's got to be more than a couple guys, but if somebody just couple grand people don't fuck with it no more, I don't know. I just hope you guys understand what I'm saying. It's just scary as fuck to me. Yeah, I'm not touching that shit, man. Enjoy the ride. If you're making good money in it, man, shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. More power to you if you're in Bitcoin. I mean, although I think the real money was made back in 2010. That's really where you had to really get in. Because other than that, now, if you want to make money in Bitcoin, you either got it or you're just buying pieces of Bitcoin. That's all you're doing, is buying pieces of it, and you ain't really making no real money. Have I tried Forex trading? Yeah, I told you guys about I tried Forex trading, lost my ass, man. Forex trading is the only thing you can put $100 in, and literally 10 minutes later, that shit is gone. That shit is fucking gone, man. And I swear these brokers on Forex are fucking you over, because I'm literally buying, like, I'll buy, what's the word on Forex when you just kind of like you're buying against it, right? Or you expect it to go down. I don't even know what the words, because I knew Forex has had, so I'm buying USD, right? Because I'm expecting USD to go up against the dollar. Then all of a sudden USD goes down, right? So I'm like, okay, shit, USD is going down. I'm going to close my trade and go in that direction. And as soon as I do that, it starts going higher. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, Forex is so fucking how does that fucking happen? When you go long, it goes down. When you short, it goes up. It's like like what the fuck, man? So I just said, man, fuck it. Let me just get back into equities. So you saw I'm sleeping on the biggest market. There's new wealth hidden behind. There is new wealth hidden behind these stocks. What do you mean by there's new wealth hidden behind these stocks? What do you mean by that, Parker Mills? I've been trying to find a guy who's successful in Forex. I would love to have a guy who's successful in Forex to come on my show and explain it to it. Now, the only guys who want to come on are the guys who want to sell a fucking package for $160 a month that suppose he's going to give you signals and all that other bullshit. I don't want to hear that shit. I just want to hear somebody who's in here, and when I say successful, I'm just saying, fuck, $3,000 a week. You know what I mean? Maybe $3,000 a week. Something that's going to keep you out of a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? $3,000 a week. I made $3,000 this week. Something that's just going to keep guys in the chat room out of a 9 to 5, because that's what most of these guys out of here want. You can't. I can't even tell you how many guys write me. Just they hate their fucking jobs. They hate their fucking managers. They hate their fucking, their coworkers. They hate their fucking commutes. They just want the ability to make a decent living from the comfort of their own home, being able to trade. And most guys, here's the thing. I said, man, if you made like $500 a month less than your job, would you still? But you can do it from trading. All right, would you quit your job? Fuck yeah, most guys would do it. So it's not even necessarily replacing their entire income. It's just getting to a point where they're consistent enough to where it's like, okay, man, I can do something from here to get better. But at least I'm consistent enough where I can stop having to deal with the bullshit. You know? Parker Mills, you said you'll call next show and explain what's really going on. What's going on in what? Bitcoin? Okay, Bitcoin. Parker Mills, I'm telling you, man, don't look. You guys, I love the fact that you guys love Bitcoin, but man, keep your eyes open, man. You're forgetting what country you're in, man. You're forgetting what country you're in. You're forgetting the powers that be. Okay? You're forgetting the powers that be. And these powers that be are not going to let you just create this kind of, currency out there that they don't have a piece of, and let you just, come up with something that's worth more than them, that puts you in a better position than them. I'm just saying, I think digital currencies have a future, but it's not going to be Bitcoin. It's not going to be Bitcoin. I'm letting you guys know right now. What's my opinion of futures markets? I don't know anything about futures. That's something I do want to study and learn. But futures, I know futures, buying contracts and whatnot. And, I'm not familiar with futures. I'd like to learn more about futures. Pork and buying corn and wheat and all those kind of things. I just need some time to study that. But, there are guys who make a lot of money in futures. But I heard futures isn't easy either, though. It's kind of like Forex. It's a lot of guessing, and it involves a lot of research on what's, seasonal patterns and things like that. So you got to be very, very careful. Said futures are way better than options because no time decay. Yeah, but futures, can you trade? I don't know. Are futures that liquid though? I mean, the thing about time decay, man, time decay is it's up to you really on what how much decay you're dealing with. I mean, and if you don't want any decay, just go with a longer term option. You can buy an option that's 9 months out that you're only going to hold for a week and a half. So, and then time decay is there's no time decay on that. The thing about options is that you always have something to trade. You can specialize in one stock like Mr. Lloyd is doing, where he's just, going into Priceline every day and making $700 a day. Mr. Lloyd's making like $730 a day. Just trading Priceline all day. He's memorized the stock like the back of his hand. And that's basically all he's doing now. It looks like it's funneling, trying to figure out what he wants to do. But this is all he's playing all day, every day. And you always have a liquid market. And you don't have to play something that's expiring, tomorrow. You can buy next week, next month, next year. Time decay creates explosive options. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when we talk about time decay, tomorrow is a big day, right? Because you got a lot of options that are going to be expiring. And, there are quite a few plays. I brought up Nike, Snap tomorrow. Snap could break under that 14. We're at 14.39. I think $14 Snap. It could be, let me see on the hourly. We looked at the hourly. But again, man, these are risky, bro. These are risky. October 27, $14 Snap. Look at that. It's going for 6 cents. If you go in the money, right? If this goes below $14, all right, let me do the work here. Let's go Snap on option profit calculator. We're going to go to Snap. We're going to buy the October 27th put, which is going for 6 cents. Let's say we buy 100 contracts, which is $600. All right? Because each contract is going for 6 cents, so that's $6. All right? So $6 to get in. And also, everybody's got $6 in this chat room. I know you got $6. Let's say you buy 100 contracts. That's That's $600. All right, so let's calculate that. If you go down to $1,400, you go down to $14 on a $600 investment tomorrow on Snap, you're making $1,500. $1,500 tomorrow if this goes to $14. Now, if it just goes to $14.20, all right, if it goes to $14.20, which is 19 cents from where we are now, you make $600. You double your money. So when we talk about options, is about, trading smart, understanding the candlesticks and where you are, and obviously, I'd probably go in a little bit larger. $600 is a little low. I'd probably go in with a little bit of size, so probably 500 contracts. This is about $3,000. And if I calculate $3,000, we get to $14, $7,500. That's my profit. $7,500. Now that's because we're going on an expiration of that. But again, if I don't want to take that risk, I can go out a little bit further. Now going out a little bit further is going to cost you more money. It's going to cost you more money. So I can go out to next week, which is the 3rd. I'll get a 22-cent option or 32-cent option. I'd have to lower my contracts because it costs a little bit more. So now, 500 contracts probably goes to like, what, 20? No, actually, it looks like 50. Oh, no, I could go 100. All right, 100. All right, $3,200. And we can go with November 3rd, and we go to $14.20 on my $3,200 investment. If we just go down to $14.20, I make $800 tomorrow. How many of you guys are going to make $800 tomorrow? How many of you guys are going to make $800 tomorrow? I mean, some of you guys are going to make significantly more than that. I mean, you're going to make a shitload of money because some of you guys are really good traders. But I'm just saying, if you can make $800 tomorrow, I know some of you guys are going to a 9-to-5 and not even making half that tomorrow. Not even making half that tomorrow. And here's the opportunity for you to be able to get in and put up $600. And again, if this goes in the direction we're talking about, if that happens, which the likelihood is actually pretty high because it's not a great stock, and from where it is on the RSI, here on the hourly, and if we go to the daily chart, going in the daily chart and with that candlestick, it's likely. It's likely. You make $600. But again, you very well could lose your ass too. You could lose your ass. Do you have pennies? Do pennies have options? No. Pennies will never have, you'll never see, well, you'll have some, but they won't be very liquid. But most 99.9% of OTCs will never have options because everybody would just buy the put and just sit and wait. It'd be a losing game for your broker. It'd be a losing game for the broker. It'll be a losing game for the guy selling the option. It'd just be a disaster. There'd be too much. It'd be too much opportunity for the guys buying the puts to win. Says basically $100 an hour in an 8-hour day, roughly. Well, but here's the thing, though, Mitch. You're not. It's not even. You're not going to be sitting there for 8 hours. We're talking about getting in and out within maybe an hour or two. Maybe an hour or two. For example, we had Connor in here yesterday with that $86,000 trade. He made that trade at 3:30, and he sold it the very next morning. So it's not even something where, he sat in front of the computer for a long time. He looked at the candlestick. He looked at the stock. He said, okay, Buffalo Wild Wings, I think it's going to beat. And then he went in and made the cash. And you can do exactly what I did on Snap on many of these other stocks. We looked at Nike and all that. I don't want to break down Nike again, but I'm so hungry on Nike, Buffalo Wild Wings, Twitter. I'm so hungry on this one. And Twitter, I'm so hungry for Twitter, but Twitter could keep going though. CNBC was talking their ass off on Twitter, man. I don't know if you guys watch CNBC. I hate CNBC, but man, there's nothing else to fucking watch during the day. You know. Can you option trade the next day? Joe, I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by that. You can trade options Monday through Friday, but options, do follow the same thing of PDT rule where you have 3 in a day. So you still have that out there. You said you think Snap bullish Harami candlestick Ichimoku cloud would bounce off the cloud 1425 and head back up. It could very well do that, Bats. You're absolutely right. It could very well do that. It could very well head back up. That's why I probably wouldn't buy that particular expiration. Even though it's risky and very valuable, I'd probably go a week out or more. 203, you're on the air. What's up?
How you doing, Sal?
Doing good.
It's Ronald. I'm calling about GAWK, your lottery ticket. It's been getting a lot of volume lately, and I was wondering what you think is going on. Is it being pumped, or you think something is about to happen?
It's getting volume, but it's not moving, man. And I got a couple of bucks in it. It's if it runs, it runs. I mean, it's just one of those things where I just had and. I've really forgotten about it, but I mean the float has got to be in the billions, man, and it's just not doing anything. So 115 million traded, and it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I got 1 million shares of it. I'm hoping it do something.
Yeah, I mean,
I jumped
we've seen things move. I'm not going to say it can never, never say never because this is. Something looks like DTII. DTII was something that was very, very similar. It was a stock that was, in the triples, not doing anything, and all of a sudden it just started running crazy. So, it's just kind of one of those things where it is what it is.
Yeah, I was also wondering how's that challenge I did made $20. Did you get to 10 people? I don't know.
I don't think I did. Look.
Yeah, hopefully.
It is what it is. I mean, if guys want to support, I appreciate all the support that I get, that I'm trying to grow this.
Yeah, you know why I did that? I was watching Fox News, and that idiot Bill O'Reilly started a podcast, and I looked at what he was making per show or per year is around $60, $70. So I said, well, your show's worth more than that, fool. So let's do a $20 challenge and try to get it up because the show is really valuable. I'm a truck driver, so I'm trying to learn it and drive this truck at the same time. So I love the show. So hopefully we get some more challengers, get it up there.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why I did. I said this guy could do a podcast. And get whatever he's charging $4 and something cents. I said we could do $5 a week,
Yeah.
And get it up there, man, because the show is worth it. I can't wait for the show to come on every night.
I appreciate you, man.
It's that good. So, all right, Sal, love the show.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for calling. Call back anytime.
All right. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed, man. And look, it's not a big deal. I've said it before. I appreciate all you guys who are supporting me on Profitly. On Patreon. I'll put the link in. I've always asked for about $5 a month. If you think I'm worth that, I appreciate any donation toward the show. But again, I've said I'm playing the long ball, man. I'm playing the long ball. I'm going to school. Online for the MBA. I kind of know. I've only been doing the show for a year now. I know what will happen once I get that MBA, and then by then maybe have 500, 600 episodes. I know what that looks like and the kind of reputation that can come with when I get to that level. Then I can really say, okay, look what I've done. Now this is what you've got to get pay to see me, right? You can't really do that now, where I still have a lot to prove and I have a lot to learn. So I'm, learning a lot, bringing a lot to the table, I think, and with time, just gonna get better and build up my value. But please believe there will be a time where I'm gonna ask. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a time where it's like, oh shit, damn, this is expensive as fuck. But now's not the time. Now is the time just still learning and getting better. All right. It's a little African proverb. Slowly but surely a bird builds its nest. One branch at a time, man. Just keep building. All right. Yes, indeed. Joe Silver, Twitter could drop off. Well, watch the sell-off. Absolutely. The thing about Twitter, though, and I don't want to keep bringing it, but I'm just so excited. I can't wait till tomorrow. That's why I hate the weekend, because I don't know what I'm going to do with myself this weekend, especially if I make a killing tomorrow. Twitter could break out. See here, Twitter is very close. I mean, that 2059 is a breakout. So you got to be very, very careful on Twitter. That's why I'm leaning more towards Nike or Snap. Right now, it's more Nike than anything. But Twitter is very close to breaking out. So I'm very cautious on Twitter. And if I go on Twitter, it's definitely not going to be for anything expiring tomorrow. It'd be a week out or two. But it is breaking. It could break out tomorrow. If it gets the right volume. And plus, we're not high enough on that RSI. See, we just broke up at the 71. So it could do another day. It could do another day on Twitter. So I think the real move is probably Nike. It's probably Nike, to sell off. Nike's got a top in front. It's got a strong previous support that I think now will act as resistance. But I don't even think we'll get to that level, 57.46. We're not even going to get there. I think you come back and you retest 59.94. If you break down, then you get 54s tomorrow. But I don't think you'll get the 54. But the 55.94 is more likely. I think you can lose $1 tomorrow in Nike. That's the more likely play. That's the more likely. Thank you, Bats. Appreciate it, man. Do you always hedge your option trade? Nah, I really don't, man. I really don't. Unless I've got a lot of time on it, right? We talked about GE. We talked about GE the other day. And GE would be something where I would hedge just because it's so cheap for the 2018s right now. 2019, excuse me. 2019s are so cheap right now on GE. Just to recap that trade, if you look at GE 2019s, January 18, 2019s, there is the $18 put, $20 put, $20 put GE going for $155. The $20 put is going for $155. All right. This is expiration. That's over a year from now. Going for $155. If GE cracks below 20, you're in the money. You're looking at possibly, that doubling your money, because the very next strike is $23, which is going for $3 right now. So you could very well see that 155 become, 3 something if that goes into the money, which that means GE going below $20. So I would buy, if you think GE is going lower, then you would buy that $20 put. To protect yourself, you would buy one of these cheap calls right now, which is, let me see, a cheap call, that 25. No, let's go further out on the call. I would probably look at maybe even as the $28 call. That's going for $54. $54 for 2019. That's insane. That's dirt cheap. All right, Joe Silva, appreciate it, man. All right, yeah, I spent a little bit too much time on here. Let me get out of here. Good wrap up. Good show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Don't have a Friday show, but I'll be back here Monday. Trade well tomorrow. Let me go ahead and ring the bell. Press like on this video if you haven't already. Press like on this video. Great show, man. Make some money tomorrow, man. So many trades that you can make tomorrow. It's a lot of things you can do tomorrow, man. It's a lot of ways you can make money, and you don't have to commit a lot of money. Nobody's got to go all in on nothing. All right, Monday is another day. So you don't have to go all in on anything tomorrow. You don't even have to trade, bro. If you don't even see anything you like, you don't even have to trade. That's what I love about it. You don't even have to do anything. All right, so let me go ahead and do the send off here. Get you guys out of here. Oscar Arce, appreciate you. And Bullard, thank you. And Bullard out there in the Caribbean, man. I'm telling you guys right now, once I start getting to like 10,000 a month, I posted on Instagram, I made $3,000 this week. If I next week make another $3,000, $5,000, make another, if I get to like 10,000 a month, I'm moving to the Caribbean, man. I'm gonna be doing this live from like another fucking country. If I get to 10,000 a month, I don't know. You guys know that's kind of been a dream of mine. Shaquille Iman, Bad Scientist, SC Trucker, appreciate you. L Yeti, Mitch, thank you, sir. Who else was in here? Joe Silver again, thank you so much. Parker Mills, I'll be looking forward to that phone call, bro. Poker Pro, what's up, man? Came in kind of late, but you're here and I appreciate you. Beyond Average, any small cap plays for tomorrow, you can't predict those, man. That's the thing. I can't tell you what's going to be up tomorrow at all. That's the thing. You got to just play the news and just see what happens. The biggest gainer on that was Tops, and I can't even promise you that Tops is going to be up. I wouldn't dare say that. What else? SKLN had another good day. I can't promise you that's going to be up tomorrow. There's not one small cap that we can look at tomorrow and say that's gonna kill it. Can't. Said 10K a month is your job, but it's not fun. Too much travel. Okay. Yeah, because once you get to 10K a month, you can get to 20, you can get to 30. Because it's all about being able to get in and double up, right? Get in and double up. That's why I've always said the difference between the millionaire trader and the guy who's scrapping, is just having more resources to play with. That's all it is. A $500,000 trader can become a millionaire trader in no time. Coralie, thank you. Shout out to the beautiful Coralie, man. It's so sad what they're going on in Puerto Rico, man. And Puerto Rico still doesn't have electricity. Damn. Puerto Rico still doesn't have electricity, man. They treating those people so bad down there. Oh, man. It's crazy, man. All right, guys, let me get out of here. Let me look at SPI real quick. SPI. Oh, okay. Yeah. Poker Pro. Yeah, I remember you bringing this up at like 11 cents. You're at 13 cents now. Okay. I see you, Poker Pro. Bring out a training course. I'm so lazy, and I don't know if I want to put a course. I was putting a DVD together, but man, it takes quite a work, and I'd just rather make money. I'd just rather make some money instead of being a salesman again. I was a salesman once. I'd rather do this. So it's not new how we get treated on our island. Man, that's crazy. Yes, indeed, guys. See you guys back here Monday, same time, same place. Love you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.